Week number 4, and we are a third of the way through the season. Incredible progress so far. Another 12 games to show you this week, with everything hotting up in the league, both on the field and off the field. And as per usual, we start with lineups. Parmesan Belgrade have 7 players available for today. Stephen B, Lewis, Jack, Nathan, Sam and Michael all available. Greg comes in from the commissioner squad to help out Parmesan Belgrade this week as they look to try and move from the bottom of the table to get somewhere in a better position. Flaberdeen up next. Flaberdeen once again bucking their last season trend by having strong lineups week after week this season. All Lewis is available again this week alongside Richard, Captain Paul, Brian, David and Connor as they look to try and get themselves further up the league and results going their way. Next in the lineup, Scrandinavia, who are battling at the top of the table there. Writer, Chris, Barry, Roscoe, Ian, Ryan, Loon and Terry all available for Scrandinavia this week as they look to dethrone Bayern Bru from that top position as that battle at the top gets ever more intense. And speaking about that battle, one other contender up there just on the periphery, O.B City, and again, like the other teams that have been doing well so far this season, another strong lineup. Wayne, Jordan, Stevie, Captain Willie, Gilly, Callum, Johnny and Matt all available for O.B City this week as they look to be part of the chasing pact on the top 2. Going back down to the other end of the table, Rapid Viennetta, not a great start for them, but in terms of attendance wise, it's looking great once again for them. Cal's able to call upon Niall, James, Andy, Aiden, Ross and Taylor, and Goggs makes his Rapid Viennetta debut this season and hopefully can provide some more goals to the team. Fatburn Rovers line up next. They're having a bit of a mixed season so far, but their lineup looking strong this week and that could helpfully turn things around. With 2 debuts in the team in Jamie and Stephen, the usual lineup includes Zach, Martin, Timber, Mitchell and Stephen, with Josh coming in from the commissioner squad to round up that lineup this week. Now moving on to Ivory Toast. Ivory Toast lineup looks at Captain Greg, Liam, Stu, Matthew, MJ, Neil, Ash and Thomas all available for Ivory Toast. Sitting about in the middle of the pack so far this season from Ivory Toast as they'll look to try and push on and pick up some more points this week. And finally, we turn to the team sitting at the top of the table, Bayern Bru. Strong team this week. Boother, Stevie, Captain Chucky, Connor, Kerr, James, Kev making his debut for Bayern Bru, Josh and James all available this week as they look to try and retain that top spot at the top of the table. Speaking of the table, a quick reminder of the positions prior to kickoff. Bayern Bru top on goal difference over Scrandinavia, both on 22. O.B City on 19 points in 3rd. Ivory Toast on 4th place with 12. Fatburn Rovers on 9 and 5th. Flaberdeen, Rapid Viennetta split by goal difference 2, both on 7. And Parmesan Belgrade on the bottom on 6. Season 10 highlight videos are brought to you by The Offshore Coach and McDonald's Aberdeen. We thank all our sponsors very much for their support this season. And we start with the opening game here on week 4, season 10 of Fat Fives football. It's Fatburn Rovers versus Flaberdeen for you. Fatburn Rovers in green shooting left to right and Flaberdeen in blue shooting right to left. Both these teams finding themselves in the middle of the table, although Flaberdeen, unfortunately, as much as their attendance is a huge improvement over last season, the results aren't going their way. Fatburn Rovers come forward now with Mitchell, and there's the opening goal for this match. Fatburn Rovers with a brilliant move there as the ball goes across to Mitchell there on the far side, takes that little touch, moves in, and then puts it past Lewis in goals. And unfortunately for Flaberdeen, this match has not started in the way that they would have hoped coming into this game, trying to pick up some points, especially after Fatburn Rovers' poor form last week. I think Flaberdeen will have secretly been hoping that they would have been able to pick up something and taken advantage of that. But Fatburn Rovers coming forward once again. Timber on the far side. Timber not quite got the accuracy of his teammate Mitchell there, and Flaberdeen will pick that ball up and get it away. Fatburn Rovers once again though picking up the ball, loose possession there from Flaberdeen, and Timber, well, his shooting boots definitely not on this week. 2 attempts now and still no goal. Fatburn Rovers still only leading by that single goal, but they're now looking to come forward. A great pass there by Josh to find Mitchell. Mitchell tight angle though in the middle, and it just goes wide of the goal there, unfortunately. Fatburn Rovers coming forward now. Long ball of Timber. Will he have better luck this time if he attempts? Still no luck as it bounced off of Richards. Second chance. Timber has missed a golden opportunity to get not only another goal for his team but for himself. Flaberdeen coming forward now. Richard plays it out wide and Zach there ensures that ball goes nowhere near the goal mouth and is thankful it goes wide. Possibly the shot at fault there, but we'll give some credit to the goalkeeper as Fatburn Rovers pick up possession once again, and Lewis there with a big stop for Flaberdeen. Flaberdeen are going to have to start getting this ball under control, otherwise they're going to be conceding another goal soon as David tries to flick it out to Lewis there, but Lewis does get on the end of it, but it is wide. Zach not happy with the defending there, although he will be happier this week that he hasn't had to pick the ball out the back of the net so far in this game, as Stephen there plays that ball forward. Stephen making his debut for Fatburn Rovers tonight, but Mitchell's cross can't meet Jamie, who's also making his debut there. Brian's intercepted and the ball loose there from corner, and Fatburn Rovers have another opportunity to come forward. Brilliant ball to Mitchell, and there is the finish, and Stephen there with some great impact on his debut for Fatburn Rovers in the first game there. A little back and forth to the ball there, and then plays that killer pass into the path of Mitchell. David can't get onto the end of it to make the interception, and Lewis taps himself out there for a sub to make it 2-0 to Fatburn Rovers, and they will be delighted with the state of play as it is currently. Again, their results last week and going completely against them. 3 losses and only 1 goal scored. Well, they've doubled that tally now. Oh, and Zach there, that was a brilliant move there from Flaberdeen. Paul, captain, looked like he was in an ideal position to stick that in the back of the net, but Zach there pulling out the big save as Flaberdeen, for a change this time, picking up the loose possession from Fatburn Rovers. They look to get forward and they're doing so now. Ball bobbling about and they still have it. Brian there on the far side, turning away there, can't quite get the shot, and now Fatburn Rovers are on the break. Stephen lets that ball drift through the Timber. Can Timber get a shot away? Elects not to, finds Josh the Commissioner, and there is the third goal for Fatburn Rovers. A fine move there, and Stephen's intellect there in the middle of the pitch to let that drift across the Timber, who read it perfectly. Josh arriving late to the edge of the box and just side foots it in there. Simple as you like, but it's maybe the simplicity and the connections that have been missing in the last week. However, they've arrived today right on time for Fatburn Rovers, and they find themselves 3-0 ahead in this match. Ball still loose here for Flaberdeen to pick up just on the edge of the Fatburn Rovers box there, into the middle there for corner, and it doesn't quite get away, and the team plays on from there. Fatburn Rovers now looking to play it from the back to Zach, intercepted now, and now Flaberdeen have the chance to come forward to David, and he's just knocked it high over, and Martin goes route one with the clearance to remove the danger there. Timber, ball at feet, still hasn't hit the target today, Timber, but he's on a solo run here, and Lewis there with the save to deny him once again, and Timber will have to continue to go without a goal in this match as Martin takes a shot, and Lewis there with an outstretched leg making the important save there, keeping this game at 3-0. Just enough of a lifeline to give Flaberdeen a chance here if they're able to get forward, but they've lost it as Josh wins the ball there. Stephen, oh, that would have been a dream way to top off the debut into the squad with a brilliant assist earlier, the dummy for the third, but not quite the cherry on top with a goal at the end there. The ball all the way across to Stephen, once again denied again, and it goes wide once again, and the frustrations there, you can tell he wanted that goal there, but not quite coming. The referee blows for full time here, 3-0 to Fatburn Rovers. Game number 2 of week 4 sees O.B City versus Rapid Viennetta. O.B City in black shooting left to right, and Rapid Viennetta in orange shooting right to left. Not quite top v bottom. Rapid Viennetta not quite at the bottom of the table, and O.B City sitting in third, but it is incredibly close given that our top two are tied on points and are being hunted down by O.B City, and I believe that Rapid Viennetta are only a couple of points ahead of Parmesan Belgrade. So, big match here for both these teams with different desires for the league. O.B City looking to get this ball forward, but Andy there intercepting there, but almost tripping over the ball and giving it away. But Rapid Viennetta have it under control now as Taylor comes forward here. He's got space and time. Oh, it's a decent ball, but unfortunately can't quite find the feet of Aiden there, and possession is turned over to the team in the third place of the table. Wayne, nice little ball there. It's been intercepted. It's picked up by Gilly. Gilly goes round, and Gilly puts it in the back of the net there. Great pass there from Wayne. Andy there with the right idea, but unfortunately he actually takes it away from Ross, who's tightly marked Gilly there, and Gilly just shoots away off the man marker there and picks up that loose ball after Andy doesn't quite get it under control there. So O.B City 1-0 up, riding their luck, but as we always say, luck is important in this league and in these games, especially when the form of the teams is so tight here. Andy with a very unorthodox way of holding that ball. Completely legal. The game does not need to stop for that at all. He's completely fine with that. The ball getting stuck there. He did release it. He didn't try and hobble forward or anything with the ball. Release it as soon as he could. But it's been lost by Rapid. They can't take advantage of that fortuitous setup there. And the shot there on the far side. Just going wide of the goal. Long ball up. Oh, and incredibly, I think that's in from Andy there. We'll have a look at this. But it looks, he's definitely trying to play this up to Ross with that long ball there. Ross there almost getting a toe on it. He doesn't. This is Andy's goal completely there. I think Wayne's been absolutely flummoxed there, thinking that Ross is about to get the touch. And that's an incredible equaliser there from Rapid Viennetta. And Andy there, complete accidental. However, that could be a tactic we may see more often if it can be emulated with a bit more control. 1-1 now in this game. Rapid Viennetta finding a way back in very quickly as O.B City continue to push forward here, and they had a chance there blocked by the goal, but it's not quite got away from O.B City, the ball, and it's under their possession once again as Jordan comes absolutely tearing through, and he slots it in the bottom corner there, riding those tackles, cutting through the space. You see Taylor tries to get a foot on the ball there, knows he's not going to win, and withdraws the tackle there, but Jordan puts that ball through the legs of Ross there, and the keeper is completely blindsided with that, and it goes in the back of the net. So 2-1 the scoreline here as we get things underway once again, and Rapid Viennetta getting us started with the kickoff into this game. Got the ball under control now, Rapid Viennetta, as Ross tries to take a shot there. It's ricocheted off of Gilly at the back there. Again, unorthodox way of defending, but it has worked for them as the shot just goes wide of the goal there. Cal now with an opportunity, but the ball goes high up in the air, and Goggs now on the pitch making his Rapid debut here. Can he score against his previous team? What a way to get started with your new team facing your previous team from seasons previous. Goggs' shot is blocked there, and now O.B City coming forward. Andy there with the interception though, now cutting in, and he's going to push forward into that space, and he finishes it himself. 2 goals for Andy. This one a bit more on purpose, you would say, as he cuts through into that space and then takes the ball under control with a fine finish there past Wayne in goals there. First goal complete fluke, second goal complete skill there, to give credit to Andy. 2-2 in this match. O.B City looking to come forward straight away there. Stevie taking that shot, but James making the save this time, denying him. Ball still in play though as teams trying to get out of that dead camera zone corner. The ball rolled out from the goalkeeper there, Johnny there with a lovely turn using the wall to his advantage, and James getting down low making that save and denying O.B City the opportunity to go further in the lead. Gilly now trying to figure out where's Johnny's gone there. Johnny, great little run there, nice little dummy, nobody's tracked him there, the edge of the box, and Callum can't quite stick in the back of the net, and Stevie just goes wide as well. O.B City absolutely peppering the Rapid Viennetta goal there, trying to get the ball in the back of it here, but James makes a fine save against Callum, and the game is still tightly poised here at 2-2. No more goals so far in the back of the net to swing it either way, and Rapid Viennetta looking to get forward. That ball not quite landing at Goggs' feet there, and O.B City the chance to push forward now as Johnny looks to play in Callum. Callum now on the turn, plays it through to Johnny. Oh, he's just got ahead of Johnny there, but he will try and play it across. Back to Callum. Callum now with the shot. Oh, and it has crossed the line just there, unfortunately for James. Callum there on the turn. It bounces off the inside of the foot there from James. Oh, and he's not got enough there to get it, to keep it from going across the line. And I think everybody knew there that that ball had crossed the line there. So 3-2 to O.B City as Niall looks to backheel this ball for Taylor to get up the pitch there, but it just goes into the hands of Wayne in goal there. Wayne now playing across to Willie. Willie there, a little bit of the physicality there from Goggs, but I think that's in jest to his ex-captain there as the ball's been played across the Rapid Viennetta box and no one there, and Stevie will go win this. Oh, nice little touch there from Stevie, but it's went through to Aidan, and Aidan up to Goggs. Goggs now with the ball in the corner, back to Aidan. Johnny's won it though, good win. Can he cut it to Stevie? He does. Stevie with the shot, Stevie with the goal, and it is 4-2 now in this match. Johnny winning that ball very well there, and then finds into Stevie there. Stevie doing well. I'm not sure he's aware of Cal coming across him there, but Cal just not quick enough to get in front of that ball, and Stevie getting the shot away there, and the scoreline remains 4-2 in, well I say remains, it's gone up to 4-2 in this game as Goggs tries to get a shot away there but is unable to hit the target, and it goes wide of the goals. And now the teams are up into the Rapid Viennetta half of the pitch there. Johnny looks to play that pass to Matt, but it's straight at him. But eventually Willie gets a shot away and James is called upon there. And he keeps that ball from crossing the line on the second attempt as well there. Very close for it being a fifth O.B City goal. But James does enough in goals there. Good save there against Stevie. And then the second chance there goes right in front of James, and he manages to get the ball under control this time and plays it out. O.B City though, absolutely relentless in this match. They are not giving up on the opportunity to get a fifth here, and James once again called upon to make sure that the scoreline does not become any worse than it already is. That'd be absolutely disastrous for Rapid Viennetta. Would basically close the door on any chance for comeback as Goggs there looking to find Aidan. Aidan out of the shot, save there from Wayne, and O.B City look to get the ball away, not convincingly though, and this could be a bit of a swing in momentum here for Rapid Viennetta. We'll just have to wait and see. Still some time on the clock, still a decent bit of time on the clock actually. Very long highlights game this week as the ball is being played out there wide. Goggs looks to go win it. Oh, nice little turn there. I think it's Matt on the far side there. Goggs eventually does get the ball away there, and then Goggs plays it up. Referee looked almost for the whistle there. Oh, but it's going in off the back of Wayne there, unfortunately for him. As the referee was thinking if there's a foul there in the action on the other side, he continues to play on with Rapid Viennetta here. Ross with the shot, ricochets wide, but as it comes back, it bounces off of the back of Wayne. I think it even touches the post on the way in. Bobbling, pinballing its way across the line there. It's now 4-3 the scoreline, and O.B City will be sweating that a little bit more as things are a little bit tight there. Oh, now the referee thought there was a ball on the pitch, but it's actually went diagonally across the two pitches there. But of course it is the whistle being blown, so the teams will play on with understanding. Just a bit of confusion there, but O.B City up into the Rapid Viennetta half there, but nothing coming from that opportunity there as the game takes a little bit of a halt just now as we're waiting for the substitution to come on, and the subs make their way onto the pitch now, and the referee will get this game underway with only moments left here. O.B City want to get this ball away and up. No chance there. 4-3 final score. Game number 3 sees Parmesan Belgrade versus Bayern Bru. Parmesan Belgrade in white shooting left to right, and Bayern Bru in purple shooting right to left. Early on here, Connor with the opportunity to get himself in front of goal, but unfortunately cannot take that opportunity himself and convert it into the goal here. Parmesan Belgrade though, clearly on the defensive here. Now this is a top versus bottom as per the league table to start all these fixtures now. So it'll be interesting to see what the outcome of this is. Bookie's favourite will definitely have Bayern Bru on it, but Parmesan Belgrade holding their own here. Bit of a relentless attack going on, but Parmesan Belgrade will be optimistic with the lineups that they've got this week, as another save from Michael there to deny Bayern Bru an early opportunity to go in front, and Bayern Bru throwing everybody at the Parmesan Belgrade goal. But here comes Stephen now. He's won it well. Stephen, he's got himself. Oh, and he's just went wide, and that would have been a sucker punch for Bayern Bru, but a fantastic start for Parmesan as Greg from the Commissioner squad comes through, finds Stephen, and it is this time Stephen gets it in the back of the net, and Parmesan Belgrade, well, they have got themselves an excellent start to this game after being under the cosh so at the start of this match. I was going to say for so long. I mean, technically it was for so long if you look at the length of how long we've been playing for and how long the highlights have been going for in this match. Parmesan Belgrade doing a fantastic job at the back, keeping Bayern Bru at bay, and they have taken their chance. And as we always say here, luck a huge slice of the outcome and the determinator of a lot of the fortunes in these games. Parmesan Belgrade definitely getting a slice of luck, but more importantly using that luck. However, that is not going to help them there, and Bayern Bru have the chance now to get forward. Kerr with the ball at feet, looking to find James there. James on the far side there, looking to cut across. Oh, and that's a brilliant finish by Kerr there, and that's James' pinpoint accuracy with the pass. The run there, James, he doesn't even look up actually, he just knows exactly where to find Kerr at the back post there, and it's right to the feet of him, and a simple finish from Kerr, but more importantly on target and well powered. Maybe Michael there could be a little bit at fault for trying to come out and pick that out there earlier, but neither, doesn't matter anyway. I was going to say neither way, but it doesn't matter anyway. It is gone in the back of the net, and it is 1-1 in this game. Bayern Bru, league leaders, have got themselves into this game, but Parmesan Belgrade coming forward now, but it's a good save from the Bayern Bru captain in goals right now, making that save. Kier playing it all the way up there to Adam. Nice little header there to Stephen, and it just is dragged wide of the goal there. Bayern Bru looking to get back into this game. Their form definitely showing that in the swing of the game so far, but they're not having it all their own way as Parmesan Belgrade just go wide there from Lewis, and Chucky's forced into another save. So Parmesan Belgrade still fighting in this game. They're definitely not out. Something we've seen in previous weeks is Parmesan Belgrade going up early as Jack just hits wide of the goal there. Hit that with power but not the accuracy, and Stephen tries a similar sort of thing with a similar sort of outcome there. And now Bayern Bru looking to play it all the way back, and the shot from distance there from Josh, it just goes wide of the goal. As I was saying, Parmesan Belgrade have taken leads in games beforehand, but very quickly it has dissolved away. But they are holding their own here against Bayern Bru. It seems to be maybe slightly in the favour of Bayern Bru in terms of the chances here, but Parmesan Belgrade still there. They're defending well just now as Nathan goes across, but Stevens picked up that loose ball, didn't quite make it to the goalkeeper now, and Bayern Bru have a chance. Corner at the back post, corner. Oh, brilliant defending there from Lewis. Connor took the shot there first time early on, knowing his presence was there, and Lewis stood firm and got the ball away there. But Bayern Bru have won it here, and Stephen looking to come forward, takes a shot, save from Michael, and Nathan will get that ball away, and Lewis, great control there, just to remove it away from the danger there, and Bayern Bru come once again. Connor's made that run, but Stephen for Parma has won the ball now. Can he find Greg? He looks to find Greg with a shot. Oh, and he's just dragged that agonisingly wide, and that would have been a brilliant counter-attack from Parmesan Belgrade. Now Stephen once again on the far side, he's telling folk to move, he takes that shot, it bounces off a couple of players. Lewis with a shot now, drags his shot wide. Two great opportunities there, and they just go wide. As a little note there, Stephen actually injured himself in that little foray there, and he's going to continue to struggle throughout the games according to the notes we have here, so we wish Stephen well on the recovery there in the next couple of weeks. As Chucky picks the ball up, referee blows full time, 1-1 is the final score. Game number 4 and the last of our opening fixture sees Ivory Toast versus Scrandinavia. Ivory Toast in yellow shooting left to right and Scrandinavia in red shooting right to left. Now, a little note here, because of congestion problems, our referee for this match was late in being able to get to the pitch, and so a big thank you to Neil from Ivory Toast for stepping in temporarily as referee for this game. As you can see at the bottom of the camera there with his top in hand. Without him, we wouldn't have got this match underway, would have been very late in kicking off compared to the others. So again, big thanks to Neil for stepping in. As when it comes to the action on the pitch here, Scrandinavia moving forward now as Terry takes that shot, but a save there by the goalkeeper. I believe that's Ash in goals just now for Ivory Toast. And there's a battle on the far side there as Chris looks to pick up the ball as he plays it to Terry. Terry to Reiter with a shot, and it's saved there. And now Ivory Toast trying to get on the counter, but Chris comes across and gets an interception there. And a quick roll out by Barry to Reiter, and Reiter's up against Thomas there. But he elects to play it back to Terry. Terry to Chris. Chris now, a little bit of space to move into, takes the shot from distance, but it's bounced around. Reiter looks to win it. Tommy now though collecting it, and Chris picks up that ball easy as you like and keeps a hold of it. He's made the turn on Tommy though, pushing forward. Great ball through to Ryan. Ryan with the opening goal in the back of the net there, and it's 1-0 to Scrandinavia. A fine run there by Chris, but that pass right into the optimum space there for Ryan. Just a foot out there, and it goes in the back of the net, and that's a great opening goal for Scrandinavia. And as you can see in the bottom left of your screen there, our referee arrives just in time for the action now. So again, a big thanks to Neil for stepping in there, but don't worry, you Ivory Toast fans, we have got a referee into this game, so there won't be any issues or anything you'll miss from Neil standing on the sidelines. As Scandinavia come forward once again, the shot there from Chris just high, and Ivory Toast have a chance to pick up the ball and try and orchestrate a move forward. A good pass there from MJ to find Stu. Stu now looking for a bit of support here. He's looking for the options, finds Liam. Liam with a shot, tight angle, but it's in and it's through the legs of the goalkeeper, and Liam there with the equalising goal. Stu did a great job here just holding up the play, and Terry there having no idea that Liam's made that run. He's actually even ghosted Chris there, and a well placed shot, seeing the goalkeeper having the feet open there, puts it through the legs and into the back of the net, and it is 1-1 in this game. Ivory Toast coming back into this match with an equalising goal very quickly in this game. But Scandinavia definitely not resting on their laurels that they have so far in this game. They look like they're pushing forward. But Ivory Toast now with the opportunity. Long shot from distance. Good save by Barry. Looked like that was heading into the bottom corner. So great save there by the goalkeeper. As Scandinavia looking to try and pick up the ball in their own half. Long ball played up to find Terry up there. And Terry will collect that ball. First time hit off the boards, but not quite making the target there. Matthew making the interception there. Oh, and a great touch by Matthew, take it away from Chris, and he's picked up the second ball, and now it's played it wide. Oh, and the shot just goes wide from Stu there, and Barry will collect that. He quickly rolls it out to Chris. Chris back to Terry. Terry back to Reiter. Reiter now with the shot. Oh, brilliant finish there from Reiter. A left foot hit from distance. In fact, looking at this replay, is he at the halfway line? We can see the centre spot there, and when he hits it, yes he is, halfway across the pitch into the bottom corner. Great stuff there by Reiter, leading by example in this almost unstoppable Scandinavia team this season. 2-1 the scoreline now in this match. Ivory Toast with the ball heading up into the Scandinavia half. Oh, so close there from Neil. The ball just bobbled across Barry's feet there and almost ended up into the back of the net, but it's not quite there. And Stu now battling with Loon, and Loon now shot from distance, trademark Loon, but this time just goes wide. It's still picked up by Scandinavia though, still have the ball, but Neil will intercept that, and a good pass up to Stu is worked out there with the board. Stu to Neil, back to Stu now. Now he needs to find someone in the middle, and Neil almost there, but Chris comes in with an interception, and Greg will pick it up in his own half. A quick ball out to Neil, then Neil trying to find Stu, but it's been intercepted by Roscoe, making his Scrandinavia debut, the ex-Bayern Bru captain. And he takes it out wide there, looks to play it in the middle, but again intercepted. Both teams giving the ball away here as Loon takes a shot from distance, wide again. 2-0 for Loon, but not for Roscoe, who sticks it in the back of the net there. The shot ricocheting off the boards there, finding Roscoe in space, and then a bit of confusion there, I think, about who's taking the closing down responsibility there, and it goes into the far corner there, and Ash sees that ball in the back of the net once again. 3-1 to Scrandinavia. Roscoe getting a goal on his debut for Scrandinavia here, and Chris now having the opportunity to push Scrandinavia forward. Lund now elects to play it through to Ian. Oh, decent shot by Ian, but I think Ash got a glove on that and manages to stop it from hitting the target. So good goalkeeping there from Ash. But Scrandinavia once again still on the goal. Roscoe now trying to copy his goal, the third goal there, but this time the goalkeeper makes the save against it. Now the team's battling for this ball in the left hand corner there, over to Chris. Chris looking to find Ian once again. Ian this time, oh well, I was going to say Ian this time not quite on target compared to his last shot, but it actually almost ended up as a brilliant pass through to Loon on the far side there. We're going to give Ian the credit and say it was a pass there, but Loon's shot hitting the side net, and as well as his shot there blocked by the goalkeeper, and the scoreline stays at 3-1 currently, but Scrandinavia definitely on the hunt here as Neil wins that ball off at Ian. Neil pushing forward, and it's just wide, but can the second ball get into play there? No, MJ takes the shot early on and just hits the backboard there, and unfortunately nothing comes from it for Ivory Toast. They do have another chance to get forward here as the ball bounced off the backboard there. Oh, and MJ can, but the goalkeeper spill, but lucky enough Loon's there to pick it up, and a nice little bit of footwork there to make some space. He's pushing forward, looks to find Reiter comes across there. Ash with the save. Well, lucky Ash there. It ricocheted off the inside of his legs and stopped it from trickling any more towards the goal line, but a good save that side time from Ash against Ryan. And Ivory Toast, I'm struggling to get my words out here. Ivory Toast coming forward, saved there by Liam, and then there's a shout as Ryan takes the clearance and the penalty is given by the referee. So let's have a little look at this. I think it's for in the box here. You can see the ball there. Oh yeah, I think you're going to have to give that. That foot looks like it's entering the box anyway, even if it is to swing round, and he's definitely put it in there from the way he's standing. You can see Liam pointing as well. Penalty to Ivory Toast, and it is converted by Liam, making the scoreline 3-2 now. A good penalty by Liam. Barry, very formidable goalkeeper there, guesses the right way and gets the arm out, but he can't quite get it out quick enough there, and Liam just slots it into the back of the net. 2 goals for Liam and 3-2 the scoreline. Loon takes a shot there quick from kickoff, and Ash once again stopping him from getting that goal in this match as Terry looks to pick up that loose ball as it's cleared away there from Scrandinavia. Loon, nice little ball there to Greg, and credit to our referee there, Alex, for getting out of the way of that pass there and letting the play continue. Some very quick skills from him there, but Ryan unable to make much of the opportunity for Scrandinavia as it goes wide. Loon now, he's going to take a shot from distance, he's winding it up, and Ash gets the foot out once again, and you can see that every time. Loon just lining up that absolute hammer of a hit, but he hasn't been able to win anything from it in terms of goals. But as Scrandinavia look to play it for the back here, the referee blows for full time. 3-2 the final score. Game number 5, and we enter our second round of fixtures for week 4. It's O.B City versus Bayern Bru for you right now. O.B City in black shooting left to right, and Bayern Bru in purple shooting right to left. Now, this is a very interesting game. Bayern Bru do sit top of the table, but O.B City have taken the lead, and they are the chasing pack behind Bayern Bru and Scrandinavia. And instantly in this game, it is advantage to O.B City. A great finish there. The layoff in towards Gilly there, and Gilly smashing that into the back of the net, and this is going to have some massive repercussions on the table here. O.B City literally just about 3 points behind both Scrandinavia and Bayern Bru, and so the fact that O.B City now are in the pole position, still plenty of time in this match to go though, but they're in the pole position to take points away from Bayern Bru in this match. This is going to have repercussions both for Bayern Bru and also for the opportunity for Scrandinavia to take that top spot. So if you are a Scrandinavia fan, you will be loving the scoreline so far, as well as you O.B City fans. But It is still early points of the match here as the ball rolls out, and even though it might be early here, O.B City into a commanding lead here, 2-0 now, cruelly for Bayern Bru. That ball just not entering the box for Adam to get a hand on it there, and to be fair to Adam, making the right choice. If he tried anything at all to get a hand on that ball, he would have conceded the penalty there. So 2-0 the score line in this match. O.B City now coming forward once again. Oh, but Stevie just couldn't get the volley on it there. It looked like it almost laid up perfectly for him, but he couldn't pull that volley off, and eventually it rolls into the hands of Adam Ingalls. Boother take care, but it's been lost now, and now O.B City coming forward. Oh, and they struck the post there. Gilly with the shot, just ricocheting back, and the goal saying to Gilly, no, not this time, as Bayern Bru have the opportunity to come forward. And it's Kev now with the shot. Kev making his debut this week for Bayern Bru, previously of both Ivory Toast and Rapid Viennetta, but for this season has switched to the team in purple, and he will be delighted at the start of these fixtures with their position. But O.B City there, another opportunity to get another goal, but they hit over the top of the goal. And it's Gilly now just up against Josh there, and then bouncing into James there. James standing his ground as Brady looks to play that into Stevie. Finds it into the feet of Stevie. Great touch there to get that under control. Plays it through to Jordan now. Jordan goes into the corner. Jordan comes out the corner now with the ball, and with a goal for his team. Jordan makes it 3-0 now in this match. Brilliant work there by Jordan to get the ball out that corner and gets the shot away there. Brilliantly done. And O.B City now looking like they are in full control of the outcome of this match. And there's still time for a Bayern Bru comeback, but O.B City looking clinical in front of goals and looking driven to get the points in this match. O.B City looking to get the ball out from the back there. Wayne rolls it over to Callum. Callum now, long shot up there, but there is no O.B player available to go receive that ball, and Stephen will pick it up for Bayern Bru. Long ball into the box there. Oh, lovely touch there in the back heel, but corner on the second, and there is the goal. There's a whistle though from the referee. We'll just double check this as the ball is played there. The back heel in towards the goalkeeper, and the ball out of the box there. Yep, in the back of net. So that is definitely fine, that goal. I think the referee just blowing a bit of a different whistle there. We definitely had a kick off there. The goal definitely counts from the referee there. And so it's 3-1 to O.B City. But Bayern Bru with a way back into this match now. And a fine goal there from Connor. Always good to check the replays just to double check before we see the outcome from it there. But absolutely nothing wrong with that goal, unfortunately, for O.B City fans. But Bayern Bru fans, you'll be delighted to see them back into this. But Jordan's coming forward now. Ball at feet. Looks to play across to Adam, and Adam makes the save there. Chucky now has got the ball at feet, and he's under a bit of pressure here, and he's just shrugging off the challenges there. Managed to find Connor. Oh, Connor shoots wide, and he looks to try and chop it back in, but he can't quite, and that's very much unlike Connor, hitting that so wide, that shot. He will be frustrated with himself there. There's still a little bit of battle on the far side there. Stephen looks to get the shot away for Bayern Bru. And a second chance there, but he can't quite. And Bayern Bru really struggling to hit the back of the net here, or even to find the shots on target. As much as there's been some pressure, Wayne not been called on the big saves yet. Might have done here. And it's hit the post this time. And unlucky for Bayern Bru there. It looked like that might have been an opportunity there, but they hit the woodwork. And just like it did to O.B City earlier, the woodwork denying Bayern Bru a chance to get another goal in this game. Bayern Bru now with the ball at their goalkeeper's feet. He looks to get it out there. He's taking his time now. It's a decent ball out to James. James, some good control here. Looks to play with the boards. Does so. Find Connor. And Connor once again pouncing on the opportunity. The second opportunity. Although this might actually just count as the first one technically, because James are definitely not shooting. He's looking for Connor there. And so first time take by Connor into the back of net. 3-2 now the score line. And there's an every chance here for Bayern Bru to get fully back into this game, but they're going to have to be quick as the ball is rolled out and the team all pushing forward here. But they're going to have to be quick. We are entering the very, very last couple of stages in this match. And Bayern Bru, they're trying to get the shot away in James, but he is met by the goalkeeper Wayne there and denied an opportunity to get to equalise this point. I was going to say get all points, but it's not available for them. O.B City just go wide there. The full-time whistle there, 3-2 to O.B City. We're at the halfway point for week 4. We are hurtling through these games, and thank you very much for joining me on this journey. Game number 6 sees Parmesan Belgrade versus Ivory Toast. Parmesan Belgrade in white shooting left to right, and Ivory Toast in yellow shooting right to left. Parmesan Belgrade with an impressive result in the opening match there against Bayern Bru, and Ivory Toast just succumbing to a loss there of Scrandinavia. So it'll be interesting to see where these two teams get on in this match, as both of them have early chances there but denied opportunities. And Stu there with the opportunity for Ivory Toast, but just can't quite get onto it. Nathan covering there at the back, and Parmesan Belgrade breaking through. Lewis with a shot from distance, but it is saved by Matthew in goals for Ivory Toast there. It's played back to Lewis, and he drags it just wide of the goal there. And Parmesan Belgrade looking in this game hungry to get an early goal, just as they did earlier on in the first game, as Greg there wins that ball, but it just is blocked and it goes through to the goalkeeper. They try to be an opportunity to play in Greg there, but Lewis read that really well and makes sure that the ball goes back to his goalkeeper there. Nathan, with a little bit of pressure there from Liam, looks to find Sam, but Sam's touched a bit heavy, and Neil will take advantage there. And that ball bounced off of Nathan there, but Michael fully awake there, and good reaction skills to pivot to collect it there. Greg with the shot though on the counter, and it has gone in. A bit of an odd angle for us there, and it wasn't sure for a minute if it had gone in, but Michael rolls that ball out, and on the volley, Greg hits it there, and it's unlucky for Matthew. He turns the foot as he turns the back, and if his foot had stayed planted, he actually would have saved it there, and it looked like the goalkeeper had it there, as Liam just absolutely boots that ball after kickoff out of the pitch there, and the team will look to get the ball back there. So 1-0 to Parmesan Belgrade, once again taking an early lead in this match, and is that going to give them the ability to build upon this, as the ball is rolled out by Michael all the way through to Lewis. Then there's now Greg on the far side there. Greg going past the players, and he has stuck it in the back of the net once again. It's a bit of an odd angle, body's in the way, but he has stuck it into the near post there against Matthew. Might be able to see better here. You see it ricochets off of Matthew, and as much as Liam's blocking the shot there where he's standing from the camera's perspective, it does trickle in off of the goalkeeper there, and unfortunately for Matthew, it's 2-0 now to Parmesan Belgrade. They will be delighted with this, but Ivory Toast behind once again are going to have to try and dig themselves out of a hole, as Nathan just holds onto that ball and makes sure he does his defensive duties by getting in the goalkeeper's hand. And a roll out here from Michael to find Sam. Sam though, not a great touch. And a save there from Michael. A bit of an unorthodox shot there from Greg from distance, but it almost just dipped into the goal there. That would have been a brilliant comeback from Ivory Toast, but fortunately for Parmesan Belgrade, Michael getting across there, and a great pass from Lewis to find Sam. Sam now, what's he elected to do? Off the backboards, and Lewis not quite into position there as Liam comes forward for Ivory Toast. Will he strike back? And the bounce off of the defender there, and Michael gets down to make the save, and now Greg lays it off to Nathan. Nathan to find Lewis. Lewis with the shot. And a good save there from Matthew just to make sure that ball doesn't go near, but it's still in play. The ball into the middle there from Sam, and Lewis gets the ball in the back of the net, and Parmesan Belgrade are now 3-0 ahead. Great finish there from Lewis as he just opens up the body with the right foot there and slots it into the back of the net, and it's now 3-0 to Parmesan Belgrade, to the team that were at the start of these fixtures at the bottom of the league. Please don't ask me where we are in the live table. I have no idea at this point. There's so many permutations going on with us being so early in the season. We are just going to stick with the positions at the start, and then as always at the end of our highlights video you'll be able to see what the final outcome of all the results were going into week 5. Ivory Toast now just taking their time trying to get a build up going here. Matthew looks to play that out, but Greg, the commissioner player there, just intercepting it there as Jack takes a shot, and it goes high and over the goal there. Lewis now still with ball at feet, looking to come forward, looks to play to Sam. Sam now trying to lay it off to Lewis. Greg comes across, wins the ball though. Can he get in the back of the net? No, the save there from Michael, and it is cleared eventually by Lewis there. Ivory Toast still looking for their opening goal in this match, but they haven't found it yet as Sam looks to hold that up. An orthodox there, and Tommy almost taking full advantage of it, and the hand goes up to make the substitution there. And now Ivory Toast will look to get things started once again. They'll roll out to Tommy. Tommy now has got Jack in front of him there, and Tommy looks to try and find a teammate off of the cage side there, but doesn't quite find someone. And now Lewis on the far side, ball at feet, looking to find Jack. Jack has got Liam up ahead of him. Jack takes a shot. It's deflected. Now to Stephen. Stephen is on the pitch now. Stephen looks to keep going. Lays it off to Lewis. Oh, and that's a brilliant finish by Lewis there, and a great layoff from Stephen. As we said, Stephen obviously suffered a bit of a knock in the first match. I think that continues to niggle at him this match as well, but great to see him on the pitch and laying that off to Lewis there for Parmesan Belgrade's 4th goal in this match. Impressive stuff from them. But Ivory Toast sinking without a trace quickly in this game. Stu now on the pitch, looks to play it out to Neil. Neil looks to cut into the middle of the pitch, but nothing comes from that attack from them, unfortunately. Liam looking to spearhead another attack here, looking to find Neil. Neil to Stu. Now can they get something from this? Oh, agonisingly just wide there from Stu. It didn't want to curl into that corner, and it goes against them now, as Nathan takes a shot and it just goes wide of the goal. Jack will go pick that up for Parmesan Belgrade. Into the middle there. Oh, and Nathan with the deftness of touch. It didn't quite get it on target there as it just drifts wide. And now Ivory Toast with a chance as Stu hits the back of the net, thunders that into the far corner, and they're finally back into this game. A great splitting pass there from Neil across the pitch, and Stu there on the far side taking that shot into Michael's right hand there, and the goalkeeper cannot get a touch onto the ball, and it is now 4-1 in this match. Parmesan Belgrade's lead now cut to only 3 goals. I say only 3 goals. That's still a decent lead for them. However, long-time viewers will know that nothing is safe here. That's Tommy there with the shot, just ricochets off of Michael on the edge of his box there, and as Ivory Toast will try to look to come forward once again. Michael down with the save against Stu there, and Parmesan will look to clear it away. And you can hear some of the whistles going off around some of the pitches. However, we are still playing here. It's still 4-1 to Parmesan. As Stu takes a shot, it's saved by Michael there, and now Tommy's a chance to pick up the ball. As a long ball, the long shot there into the middle there. You can see Steve in the background struggling a bit. I think this is where his injury really starts to flare up here and puts him out for the rest of the matches. Nathan finding Jack though. Jack looking to play it across to Stephen. Stephen though, he does make a little bit of a run here and then elects to play it back to Nathan. Nathan looking to find somebody. There's very little options in front of him here. Jack's come back. Stephen can't progress forward. Sam's now finally seen, and Neil stood there and just won the ball there as it bounces off him. A little chip over to Stu. Can Stu get it on the volley? Well taken by Stu. Waits for that ball to come down and to calm down in front of him there as he just flicks it over the top of Stephen there, and then Stu comes across and then just places it past Michael in goals there to make it 4-2, and Parmesan Belgrade now will be a little bit worried, as you can see there. Greg now on the pitch to replace Stephen there, and Jack looking to get this ball forward to find Greg, but doesn't, and Tommy looks to play to find Liam, and can they make something from this as they come forward? But it's intercepted there by Nathan. Great defensive work. Ivory Toast having one last flurry here. They might be able to get it down to 4-3, but it looks like as if they're going to lose the match here just with that early lead that Parmesan Belgrade created as the substitution happened here. The referee blows for full time. 4-2 the final score. Match number 7 sees Flaberdeen versus Scrandinavia. Flaberdeen in blue shooting left to right, and Scrandinavia in red shooting right to left here at week 4 season 10 Fat Fives football. And early on there, Flaberdeen having to defend with some pressure being applied by Scrandinavia early on in this game. Scrandinavia looking strong again this week with Flaberdeen. Can they upset the team that looks like they are in form, considering the results of Bayern Bru so far this week that we've seen already in this video? As Roscoe looks to play it into Chris. Chris looking to find Ian there, and Ian takes the shot, but Lewis there in goals manages to get down and pick it up there. David now chasing a pass. He's got Chris there that's applying some pressure, and Chris is the victor in that battle as he comes forward. Great save there by Lewis. An absolute thunderous shot there from Chris. But Lewis with the strong palms there, keeping that ball out as David plays that all the way up to Lewis. Forbes there. He's won it though. Oh, through the legs. Oh my word. Unlucky for Connor there. He just could not get a better connection on that. That would have been an absolutely brilliant goal from Flaberdeen. I'll tell you something. Lewis Forbes will be watching that replay as soon as this video comes out with a grin on his face. Great pace from the man. Great pass through the legs of the goalkeeper, and just unfortunately for Connor, just couldn't get in the back of the net. But Scrandinavia coming forward now. Terry looking to find Roscoe. Roscoe with a shot. Another save from Lewis, denying Scrandinavia. But they come once again, and at some point you would think if this keeps up, it's going to give way as Brian, though, intercepts the pass there and rolls it back to his goalkeeper. David collects the ball. David looks to find Brian. Brian, could this be a chance for Flaberdeen? Chris with a nice little touch to take it down, and now he pushes forward. Chris goes wide of Paul. Chris with the shot. Chris with the goal. Lewis this time unable to match the power of the shot with a strong save, and Scrandinavia finally breach the defences of Flaberdeen there. A brilliant finish there from Chris, slotted into the far corner of the goal there, and Flaberdeen find themselves trailing in this match 1-0 to the team who are on the hunt for that top spot in the table, as there's a header there from Flaberdeen, but it goes straight through to the goalkeeper. I believe that was one of the Lewis's there, Lewis MC there, as the man in question there picks up the ball, takes a shot, and it's hit off the post there. Incredible stuff from Flaberdeen that they've been denied a fantastic shot there, as Loon just goes wide of the goal there. Big danger there. So the post denying Flaberdeen one end, and then Loon just not quite hitting the target. David now just off the target there, and Richard can't quite make it up on the rebound there. So it remains 1-0 to Scandinavia. Flaberdeen though definitely looking like they are hungry to get back into this match, not giving up at all yet, and they still have a chance for doing that with plenty of time left on the clock and some chances being carved out. But Scandinavia look like they're getting into their groove, but a great save there by Lewis. That was on target there from Loon from distance. The power, the accuracy, all there. But Lewis just clipped that ball out of the air and held it firmly and just said, no, not today. As Reiter has the ball at his feet there on the far side. Reiter there looking to find a teammate here as he tries to pick it up and slowly play it through as Chris plays it through to Reiter. Reiter through on goal. Well, unfortunately for Lewis this time, he's unable to pick the ball out the air, and Reiter gets a second goal for Scandinavia. A fine move here. And Lewis Forbes this time unable to keep up to the pace of Reiter as it got closer and closer to the goal. The space was running out there, and Reiter just slotted it into the back of the net there. Make it 2-0 to Scandinavia, and they're looking like they're getting a grip of this game and getting it under their control after some scares after their opening goal in this match from Flaberdeen. Loon now with the ball, looking to find Ryan. Ryan looking for a teammate, finds Chris in the middle of the pitch. Chris, will he go for a run himself? Looks to as he goes forward, the shot just wide of the goal there, and Ian will pick that up safely. Got a man down on the far side there. Looks like David's taking a bit of a hit, and the referee will stop the game there. I think this is maybe been for a ricocheted ball into some of the tender parts there, as David looks like he's walking okay. Although he looks like he is flicking out a foot there, so it might have been a bit of a clip on the ankle. But we are underway nonetheless as Chris running through, goes past two players, past Paul, and into the back of the net. That is a superb Chris solo goal there, and it also looks like David's maybe come off the pitch. He's maybe picked up a knock there, but Chris there just dancing through the Flaberdeen defence there, and then just puts it into the back of the net. And yes, we can see Connor on pitch for David there, so we hope David's little knock there isn't too bad. But Chris for Scandinavia, after scoring that third goal, is about to set up Ryan here. Ryan, oh, what a save by Lewis. You would have put your house on for Ryan sticking that in the back of the net with the position there, but Lewis there with with a big save and keeps Flaberdeen in this game. Now Luke winds up for a shot there, and Lewis once again with a save against Loon. And now Brian has the opportunity, but he can't quite make the connection for it, and it just goes wide off the backboard. Ryan now looking to get his team away there, looks to play over to Chris. Chris now, and Chris slams it in the back of the net, and that's a sucker punch there for Flaberdeen. It looked like they were going to have a chance up the other end against Scrandinavia to get into this game, but Chris there just shoots that very tight angle there, and Lewis unable to get a hand onto that shot to stop it from going in. And it is now 4-0 to Scrandinavia, with Chris completing his hat-trick in this game, and Scrandinavia will be delighted to find themselves with such a comfortable cushion there. But a little bit of a come together there, and the referee just blows just to make sure that the players are okay there. And now we've stopped for a quick substitution as Reiter comes on the pitch for Ian here, and Flaberdeen will take a moment here to strategise how they're going to start things off there. Richard trying to play the dummy run but hasn't quite come off, and then Lewis has to release the ball but finds Brian looking to find Paul, but it's intercepted by Loon. But Connor now back to Richard, and they'll look to keep going. Richard now with the shot. Oh wow, that is gone in the back of the net there. That is a surprising one, and I wonder, let's have a look at the replay here to see anything here that might have unsighted the goalkeeper. The shot there, I think it's bounced off a Reiter's leg there. I think Richard has taken that shot, and it's maybe bounced off a Reiter and is really flummoxed Barry in goals there. You can see he was diving to his right, but the ball in up on the left. Doesn't matter anyway. Loon has eventually got a shot in the back of the net there after numerous times of Lewis denying him there. Takes a powerful shot from distance, and this time Lewis unable to make the save, and it goes into the back of the net. And as Flaberdeen just got themselves into the game with a goal, they're straight back behind by the 4-goal difference once again. No mercy there from Scrandinavia as they go hunting for that top of the table position there. Terry collects the ball. Terry cutting in. He's past Richard there, and he still has the ball, and he elects to play it out to Roscoe. Roscoe, fine ball back to Terry, but a fine save there from Lewis, and Richard unable to get it under control. Scrandinavia still pushing forward, still driving forward, and still peppering that Flaberdeen goal, but it's been lost here as David comes forward. He's got Brian there. Can he find him? Not quite. Reiter clears the ball there, but Brian calmly reads the ball well and collects it there as it bounces off, and he plays it back to David. David now takes the shot. Oh, David's got the goal there. It snuck through the Scandinavian defence into the back of the net there. A little bit casual here, maybe, but I think the goalkeeper's seen that one late, or is maybe anticipating a touch by Brian, but it doesn't happen. David's shot leaves his foot and goes into the back of the net to make it 5-2, and Scandinavia there quickly trying to get another goal back in. They'll be thinking they will want to build themselves a bit of difference in terms of the goal difference as well, but the referee blows for full time here. 5-2 the final score. Game number 8 and the last of our second round of fixtures of week 4, and this game is Rapid Viennetta versus Fatburn Rovers. Rapid Viennetta in orange shooting left to right, and Fatburn Rovers in green shooting right to left. Rapid Viennetta winning the ball and a chance here to get an early goal, but Mitchell there, vital track back and tackle there, but they've lost it, and Andy with the chance, and once again Mitchell coming in and making that defensive clearance well. Brilliant work there by Mitchell, tracking back, providing goals at the top end, but more importantly as well, making the defensive blocks at the other end. As Cal looks to find Andy, and the ball just goes over the top, and now Mitchell collecting the ball, trying to get his team up the pitch, but it hasn't worked that time. But they're coming again now as Jamie playing it across to Martin. Jamie making his debut for Fatburn Rovers this season, and James there with the save called upon after Martin's shot there. The ball tries to get up the other end of the pitch for Rapid Viennetta to get the chance, but Mitchell too quick and collects it there, and it's rolled through to Zach, and Zach will take that easily as it arrives in the box there. Jamie now with the ball at feet. Jamie pushing forward, looks to find Martin. Oh, it's eventually arrived at Martin after the touch from Cal there. Martin looking to take it into the corner, and he'll be looking for a teammate to help him get the ball out there as he looks to play in the middle to Mitchell. Mitchell with the goal, and it is 1-0 Fatburn Rovers. Well, What some play there from Fatburn Rovers. Martin holding that ball up well, and then Mitchell arriving just late there, and rapid Viennetta unable to detect the late run there by Mitchell and get a body across to block him there, and they've gone behind by 1. As Niall there with the opportunity, but Zach gets a touch. Ross now, second chance, blocked by Stephen. Ross, a third chance. Zach there with a save, and Jamie will collect for Fatburn Rovers there and get it away. And now Mitchell on the break. Jamie's made the run, but Mitchell unable to steer him there, and then Mitchell takes a shot and it just goes wide of the goal. Mitchell now with a shot, and again just hits it wide. 2 opportunities there, and Mitchell just unable to convert after his opening goal earlier. Great ball through to Martin there, and Martin there with the touch, but James there stays on the edge of the box and stops the ball from being clipped over him there. Referee seeing no problem. I'm seeing no problem with that, and we play on as Jamie looks to find Martin. Martin with a shot, and it's just wide there, and Mitchell looks to try and retrieve that ball and elects to play it back to Stephen all the way in the Fatburn Rovers defence there. Stephen tries to clear, but Ross close it down. Ross with the shot, Ross with the goal, and rapid back into this match. Well, Stephen there looked to just try and clear the ball, actually looks to try and play it back to the goalkeeper there, but Ross reading that and getting the block in there, and then being the first to react, and then slammed it in the back of the net. And unfortunately for Stephen there, he is the architect of that goal there, and it's 1-1 in the match now as Timber on the pitch looks to play it through and applies the finish. Quick response there from Fatburn Rovers. He switches it across to Mitchell just after kickoff there. The ball rolls through, and then Timber with the touch with the right foot and just slots it in the back of the net past James, and rapid Viennetta just stood frozen there, not expecting that at all, and now find themselves back to being behind in this game, trailing by a goal. Stephen for Fatburn Rovers comes forward, save there by James as it ricochets off him and goes over the top of the goals. Timber now receiving the ball from Josh. Oh, and he's went for it himself, but you do wonder should he left it for Josh. Now Andy's away, and this save from Zach. Action at both ends of the pitches. Action at both ends of the pitch in this match as both teams looking to get themselves into either leading positions or looking to equalise, but either way both teams looking to get the next goal. They know that's a vital point in this match. Fatburn Rovers' next goal could kill the game, and rapid will allow them to get back in as Zach makes the save against Ross from distance there. Ross with the shooting boots on today, but not quite on target even though he's got that goal, as Aidan looks to play in goals trickles it through to Taylor now takes a shot. Zach comes across and makes a save, and Josh's away with the ball, but unfortunately nothing comes from that break of an attack there. Mitchell now, opportunity edge of the box. Goggs has made initial block. James with the save, it lands back at Mitchell, and then another save there from Rapid, and then Timber takes the shot and it goes wide, and Rapid will breathe a sigh of relief that nothing has come from that little spell there, but Aidan there unable to get the ball under control, and then Timber is picking it up for Fatburn Rovers as they come forward. Mitchell there takes a shot, and it's gone through past the goalkeeper and in the back of the net, and a shot from distance there. Nobody closing down Mitchell there. They're all standing off, and then he takes the shot and it just goes past the goalkeeper there. James unable to read the flight of that ball, and it has gone past him, and it is 3-1 in this match. Fatburn Rovers looking in a really strong position here as that ball bounced all the way through. Now Josh has a chance. He's past Goggs. Is he going to shoot from that angle? He does! Incredibly! What a finish there by Josh, and a sucker punch there for Rapid as they tried to get the ball up the pitch there. It bounced all the way straight back, and then Josh just shot from distance there, and it goes underneath the crossbar there. James obviously thinking Josh is going to shoot for one of the low corners there, but he decided to hit it high, and it's hit the crossbar and snuck under, and it's 4-1 in this match, and Fatburn Rovers are flying this week. Rapid Viennetta really struggling. Had some success last week, but they are struggling in this week. Cal looks to play it through to Niall. Niall looks to find Goggs. Goggs with the shot. Oh, and it's gone in! It has gone over the line there. Zach's frustration there, you can see he's incredibly unlucky. Goggs now with what I believe is his opening goal for his new team. Zach there does get a touch on the ball, but it cruelly just goes through the legs and crosses over the line for him there. And Goggs maybe with a chance here. Oh, and he's shot wide, Goggs. Oh, unbelievable. That would have been an absolute golden opportunity for Rapid Viennetta to get back into this match, make it 4-3, cut the deficit for 1, and he's hit it wide there. Martin now looking to play it back to goalkeeper, looks a bit short. Gogs has taken the ball away from Zach there. Cal the chance, and Cal's hit wide. I think Martin maybe came across and got a touch on it, but Cal just hitting wide there. Again, 2 golden opportunities, and you have to think that Rapid Viennetta need to be clinical if they're going to find a way back into this. Cal looks to go forward, takes a shot, hits it wide though. Taylor was asking for it there, and he's chosen to shoot there, Cal, and it comes back to him again, and Cal looks to play to Gogs. Gogs now, he's looking for some help here. It's been won by Stephen, but then it played through and finds Gogs. Gogs all the way through. Yes, Gogs with the goal, and that's his second now for Rapid there. And it's a great pass there by Niall. Plays it through the middle, takes it to the Fatburn Rovers players. Now the defenders have to close in, but Gogs hits it early and slots it into the bottom corner. And that is more like the top goal scorer that we saw a number of seasons back there. Otherwise, it's been a bit of a mixed debut for him. I think the Rapid players were hoping that he would be able to provide some goals, and he has in this match, but they are still trailing. Now only by the 1 goal though, and they'll be looking to push on. Martin collecting that ball, looking to take it down the wing there, and James makes sure that that shot doesn't hit the back of the net and pushes it out wide for his team to collect. Gogs has won the ball on the far side there, off the board, but nobody there in the middle, and now Stevens collected for Fatburn. It goes all the way through to James. Oh, James had it first time there actually. He had time to put a foot on the ball, but obviously was nervous with the presence of Jamie, and the ball's been given all the way back to Fatburn Rovers. Now lucky for Rapid, Fatburn Rovers have chosen to slow things down here as Martin almost loses that ball, but eventually gets to it first and puts it over to Josh. Josh now looking to find a teammate, finds Jamie. Oh, and the touch not quite there, but it's going to come back to him for a second opportunity. Plays it in the middle to Josh. Josh back to Jamie. Jamie with a shot. Jamie with a goal, and well, and it looked like his opportunity had completely gone there through the bad touch between him and Josh. They're able to carve out another opportunity there, and Jamie there with the finish right under the goalkeeper there, and James in goal. So Rapid will be frustrated with that just sneaking under him there, and now that 1 goal deficit has been extended to 2, and Rapid's chances of trying to get something out of this match, you would feel, are slipping away every second this goes on. As Stephen there collects the ball there from the goalkeeper, Stephen with the chance. Oh, it's bounced off there, and Cal looks to turn. Oh, a disaster for Cal. Stephen there chips it over the goalkeeper. Oh my word, Rapid Viennetta causing their own problems there, as Cal was trying to be clever, trying to get past Stephen there. Stephen just stood his ground, and the ball bounces off of him, and then eventually the ball is chipped over the top of James in goals there, and now it's 6-3, and that will be the end of all chances for Rapid Viennetta, considering how little time we have left. It is a bitter end for them towards this match, you would have to say. Fatburn Rovers will be delighted that when it got to that point where it looked like there may have been points slipping away, that they've managed to get themselves back into the game here. Rapid Viennetta, there's very little happening for them here with the ball in possession. They're literally waiting for this game to end as Taylor plays that ball wide. The referee blows the whistle. 6-3 final score. Final round of fixtures here for week 4, season 10 of Fat 5 football, and the first game of the last round is Bayern Bru versus Ivory Toast. Bayern Bru in purple shooting left to right, and Ivory Toast in yellow shooting right to left. And Bayern Bru will be looking to pick up some points. They started off at the start of these fixtures at the top of the league there, but results have not gone their way this week, and they'll be looking to try and pick up some points. Same for Ivory, but they don't have such an illustrious position to chase after. They're sitting about mid-table, but they've had just as much rotten luck this week. So both these teams will be going all out to try and pick up maximum points. Although Ivory Toast are on the defence. Oh no, it's an absolute disaster there. That ball just trickling away there. MJ just rolled that out towards Ash there. Ash with a heavy touch. He's got Chucky come bearing down on him, and James just nicks that first time swing of the boot into the back of the net. 1-0 to Bayern Bru, and the team that were sitting top at the start will be delighted with the start of this. Kez won that ball as well. Could it get even worse for Ivory Toast? Luckily enough for them, Neil comes across and makes the block, but Bayern Bru still have the ball as Chucky looks to get on the ball, and he does so, and it's in the back of the net, And within moments of this match kicking off, Ivory Toast are facing down the barrel of another defeat this week. Bayern Bru clinical with their finish and taking their opportunities here tonight, and it's 2-0 to them. And we kick off once again with Ivory Toast here, looking to get forward quickly though. Look to find Matthew. Well, that is the perfect response from Ivory Toast there. Straight from the kickoff, a couple of passes here, a lovely back heel here from Stu to find Matthew. Then Matthew just puts that through the goalkeeper's legs. And from what looked like a disastrous position there, has now rectified itself slightly into the favour of Ivory Toast. Bayern Bru will be incredibly frustrated that Ivory Toast have been allowed to do what they have done to Ivory Toast. But 2-1 still Bayern Bru. They're still in the lead of this match as they look to get things started here from the back, as Connor's got it in the middle of the pitch here, but he's moved out wide, forced out there by Thomas. And now it's still a Connor on going himself. Is he going to find a teammate eventually? He's going to have to make the pass. He does to Chucky. Chucky, nice little layoff there. And the shot saved by MJ. And then back into the middle. But Stephen there. No, sorry, Chucky there. The ball comes back there and it bounces off the goalkeeper there. I think it's Boother there that just lifts it. It's Chucky on the edge of the pitch there. A nice little volley. It's actually Captain v Captain. Chucky versus Greg there. And the Bayern Bru captain is the victor in that little battle there. So Bayern Bru have restored their 2-goal lead. And that will fill them with confidence to try and go forward and walk away with these 3 points to get them as close as they can back to that top spot. Depending what happens in the obviously this match, but also in the later fixtures with Scrandinavia, it will be depending on a number of factors, but they do need to win this game first and foremost, and so that's where their concentration will be. As the ball's on the far side there, Ivory Toast trying to keep a hold of it. They eventually do, but it's lost as Neil tried to get his corner, breaking through. Connor with the shot, Connor with the goal. The ball slipped away there from Neil. Unfortunately, he just a reach for it, couldn't quite get to it. Connor nips in front of Liam, and then the pace of Connor there going through, and then just smashes that past MJ and goals. Keeper can't do much about it, tries to turn the back as if it's going to hit off him there. It doesn't, it goes round them, and it's in the back of the net to make it 4-1 as Thomas there tries to win the ball there. Sorry, not Tommy there that looks to get that ball. It's Ivory Toast now on the break forward as Liam on this side looks to try and collect the ball there. The ball's played back into the middle there, and Ash looks to try and get into it. It was Ash that played it. It took me a moment there to figure that one out. As Connor takes another shot and it's in the back of the net, and things have just gone absolutely disastrous here for Ivory Toast. Connor, a lovely little cut in there. Greg just can't keep up with the pace of Connor there, and he smashes it past MJ into the back of the net. And you do wonder, are Ivory Toast missing their influential goalkeeper in Paul that has been missing now for a couple of weeks from Ivory Toast? That could be a big factor in how they're dropping these points. But MJ now in goals, and a fine save there from the shot from distance from Boother, and the ball is bounced away there and denies Ivory Toast a chance back into this game. Long ball from Adam, looking up to find Boother there. Boother versus Ash, and actually, incredibly enough, these two players swapping teams this season, with both being on their respective opposite sides. And now the ball is flicked away there by Stu, but Adam will just see that bag. No runner there for Ivory Toast, sitting deep and obviously concerned around conceding any more. As Connor looks to make the run, Stu tries to keep up and eventually goes all the way in. It's in the back of the net, but the referee has blown there for handball. You see there, yeah, Greg's arm is out. However, the shout from Bayern Bru, you have to say, was probably way too early. Bayern Bru players asking for a handball. The referee obliged, but they could have had the goal there as Connor shot out of the box, and well, they're going to be really frustrated with that as Liam takes a shot there, but it's just over the goal line there. Nothing wrong with what the referee chose to do there. Could choose to either play advantage or give the free kick. Bayern Bru wanted the free kick. Referee did their asking, and it's gone against them. And that is why we keep telling players to look out for the advantage. Stu now with the shot. Stu with the goal there, and it's 5-2 now. A bit almost out of nowhere there. Ash's touch there, almost getting away from them, but eventually he blocks that interception there from Bayern Bru, and then it lands at the feet of Stu, and Stu sticks it in the back of the net. 5-2 now. Ivory Toast cutting that down to only 3 goals now, and Bayern Bru coming on the attack once again. Corner through the Kerr. Oh, and Kerr shot just wide. Oh, but the bounce of the backboard. Cruel for Ivory Toast there, but the positioning from James absolutely superb. Kerr there hits wide of the goal there, and then James in the right position, nobody marking him, and just opens up the body and just slots that into the back of the net, and that's a great finish from James. Huge slice of luck there from Bayern Bru. They don't really need it in this game, to be honest. They are in full control, but James there, full credit, took advantage of it, and Ash there unable to get the shot away for Ivory Toast. So 6-2 now. The position for Ivory Toast has increased to get worse. Not sure what the rattling is in the background, so apologise for that noise coming through. Probably one of the players on the sideline just shaking things. So we apologise for any of that rattling that's coming through that's causing any disturbance here. We're just waiting for the ball to be returned back from the opposite pitch there, and it looks like it's arrived on the pitch okay, and the referee whistles to get things underway once again as MJ looks to play that ball, and it's gone to Matthew and it's lost, and Connor straight away there. He sticks it in the back of the net. MJ looked to play that out to Matthew. Matthew gets the touch there. It's a little bit heavy. Connor just nicks it away and just shoots in the back of the net. No chance for Ivory Toast to defend, and things just getting worse for Ivory Toast. They're 7-2 now, the score, and Connor completes his hat-trick with that goal, so congratulations to him for completing the hat-trick in this game. Neil, there were a bit of an unorthodox pass, and it's unable to capitalise on it from Ivory Toast. Ivory Toast on the defence now. Neil coming forward, he's got Tommy there. Does he look to play him? He does, so Tommy with a shot. Save there by the goalkeeper. And that denies Tommy a chance to get Ivory Toast back into this match. Ivory Toast on the counter once again. Neil, tried to be clever there, but he's won the ball still, and it almost came off his Matthew there. Couldn't open himself up this time, and the shot just goes wide. Incredibly unlucky for Matthew there. The ball's been won by Neil once again. Neil doing some brilliant work here for Ivory Toast to keep them going. Finds Matthew. Matthew, bit of a heavy touch, but still has it. Nice play to Tommy. Opens himself up. It looked like that might have been going into the top corner there for Tommy, but it just cruelly goes over the top of the goal. Ivory Toast looking so much better since they conceded the 7th goal, but it's maybe just giving them that bit of freedom, but it's all a bit too late here. Neil with the shot, referee with the final whistle. 7-2 final score. Game number 10 here at Fat Fives Football Season 10. Week 4 sees O.B City versus Fatburn Rovers. O.B City in black shooting left to right. Fatburn Rovers in green shooting right to left. And it's Fatburn Rovers coming forward now. Mitchell takes a shot. Mitchell with the early goal. Well. Back in the previous match there, O.B City playing against Bayern Bru. This is what O.B City did to Bayern Bru. And now Fatburn Rovers have done it back to them. And is this a sign of what the final score could be come the end of the match? I don't mean exact. I mean more of who will be walking away with the 3 points with that early goal. But Fatburn Rovers will have a lengthy amount of time they need to continue to build upon. That's the sort of the curse of getting the goal early on, is that you have something to defend, and the nervousness of defending it here as Mitchell takes the shot, but it's just over the goal there, and Fatburn Rovers look to come forward once again. Jamie using the back wall to try and find a teammate, but he hasn't. He's found the opposition, and Matt with a great run here. Matt with a shot, and it was almost well deserved of the goal, that run, but unfortunately for Matt it hasn't come off. It's Johnny with a shot, and Zach there with a big save, and the ball goes over the back of the goals into safety. Jamie, ball at feet, finds Timber looking to go out wide, but it's been intercepted, and now O.B City come forward with Callum, and the shot just wide. Oh, well done to Zach there, jumping on that ball before it crossed the line, bounced off the post, bounced to the back of him, and then the reflexes there to keep it. It's rooted on the ground there so he can get himself behind it there. Great stuff there from Zach. But it remains 1-0 to Fatburn Rovers here as O.B City look to push forward. Stevie there with a shot. And it's saved by Zach Martin. Now the opportunity looking to play it back to Timber, but nothing comes from that. Fatburn Rovers though looking like they are still pushing forward, but it's the majority of the flow is going to OB as Mitchell with a shot there, and it's saved by Wayne there in goals, just straight at him, and nothing that could be done there from Fatburn Rovers' point of view as it's straight to the goalkeeper. The ball rolls all the way back to Wayne. Wayne looking to play it to Gilly. Gilly's got Mitchell there with some pressure, but he still won the ball, Gilly. He goes out wide. Now he's looking to try and play that back in. Looks to get past Mitchell. Mitchell holding a good line against him there though, as Gilly looks to try and play back in to Jordan. Jordan now coming forward. Jordan looks to take the shot. Oh, and it's gone through a ruckus of bodies, and it's in the back of the net, and that is the equaliser for O.B City there. Jordan way in his own half there, eventually crosses over the halfway line, and just after crossing it takes a shot, and I'm pretty sure I heard a bit of a nick of coming off a player there, and that it is Jordan's goal. That's not the thing that's in question, but I think it's what's throwing Zach off in goals is that he's maybe taken a touch from a player there and he's got the positioning all wrong, or is late to react to it because of the ruckus of bodies it goes through. Either way, does not matter. It is 1-1 the scoreline now, and O.B City looking to come forward once again, and the shot there from Jordan over the goal, and Zach looks to get a strong hand out there. Timber on the far side. Timber battling away there with Gilly. And yeah, a bit of shoving there, a bit of pushing and shoving, and yeah, the arms go up there, and I think that's Timber needs to keep an eye out for that. It might have been a bit of back and forth, but either way, there's something we're trying to cut out here at Fat Fives. But anyway, Brady with the ball, clips that away to Callum. Callum into the middle of the box, and then with a shot, and it's snuck in past the goalkeeper, and that's 2-1 the O.B City. Brilliant play here between Brady and Callum there. Callum just getting in front of Stephen. In fact, both Stephens there trying to go in the defence there, but it just sneaks through, and I think Zach's foot, it just bobbles under his leg, and I think that's where the final angle of that ball comes from, unfortunately for Zach. And unfortunately for Fatburn Rovers, they went from a winning position into the position where they are a goal behind. They're going to have to come back into this game quickly if they want to try and get anything out of this. However, O.B City on course for taking a huge amount of points that's going to benefit them this week, as Zach makes a save there and the ball goes over the top there and is keeping it away from his goal, as O.B City have won the ball again here, looking to come forward, and the shot from Jordan just wide of the mark, unfortunately for Jordan. But all the flow, all the pressure's coming from O.B City at this point. And as it stands, as I was saying, O.B City on track for picking up 3 wins this week if they continue this up. But Fatburn Rovers themselves can almost go 3 for 3 if they can get something out of their game. It's O.B City in the driving seat though, so both these teams definitely want to go for those perfect scores here, as Martin comes across to try and collect the ball, and he does so away from Willie, and Martin looks to play it back to his teammate there, and the ball's lost on the far side. Jordan looks like he's won that for O.B City. Jordan looking to cut in. Jordan, he's going to hit from distance. Oh, leave a little pass to Willie there. Sorry, Johnny, not Willie. And Johnny slots it in the back of the goal there. It was Johnny up against Martin on the far side. Apologies to Johnny there. But Johnny on the edge of the box just sticks it past Zach in goals there and gets another goal for O.B City. And possibly could that be the indicator that the points are going to go all the way to O.B City this week? Are they going to be the team that gets the perfect score out of these two here? We'll need to see, but 3-1 is a great indicator of the possibility that they can walk away with that in today, as a shot just goes wide of the Fatburn Rovers goal there, and Zach eventually gets his hands on it there. Willie looking to clear that ball upfield, but Jamie there up in his own half, and he looks to try and block the shot, and eventually it goes across Timber. When it there's actually Stevie with a shot there just off camera. Timber moving forward though, Timber going forward, and Timber sticks it in the back of the net, and you can hear the cries of celebration from Timber there. He knows that's giving them a chance to get back into this game. It's a brilliant run by Timber, in and out past multiple players, and then hits it with that power, and it goes into the back of the net there. And there's an opportunity now for Fatburn Rovers to go. There's a lot of shouting going on. I don't think it's actually to do with this game. I think it's actually to do with something else anyway. But the play continues on, and now Stephen there up against Matt. Stephen there, a little bit of a slip there though, and I think the referee almost blew it for a free kick there, but I think the foot is slipped. There's not much protest for Stephen on it, but time is tickling away here. If O.B City get forward, they don't need to. It's 3-2, the final score. We're on to the penultimate match here. Game 11 sees Rapid Viennetta versus Scrandinavia. Rapid in orange shooting left to right, and Scrandinavia in red shooting right to left. So Scrandinavia going for 3 out of 3 wins, and Rapid Viennetta currently looking for their first and only win of the week. So there's a lot at stake here for both these teams, although you would say the bookies' favourites would be for Scrandinavia, and they've started off well in this match as Chris picks up the ball here, looks to find Roscoe. Roscoe looking to play it forward to Chris. Chris, can he get on the end of it? Yes, he does. Oh, and unlucky for James there. It's just flicked off of his feet there. You feel for him as well, especially after the last game. There's a bit of bad luck going from here. You can see the save there. He just can't get his hand on it, and it just spins away from him. And then you see the frustration. His hands go up there with it, and it's just a fantastic finish from Chris, but a slice of bad luck there for James. You would have felt that ball should have bounced off his feet with the way that he made the save. And there's Rapid there with the opportunity to get back into the game quickly. 2 attempts there, and none of them hitting the back of the net. Chris for Scandinavia at the far side there, looking to play it back to Roscoe. Roscoe with a shot, and James with a save there, and that will make him feel a bit better now that he's got that strong save in the bag now to deny Scandinavia to go up by another goal, making it 2-0. Scandinavia looking to play it out the back there. Chris linking up there with Roscoe, and Ian there with the shot. Well, everybody looked a bit relaxed there, but that ball could have gone a bit closer to the goal and made them sweat a bit more, but it's been intercepted, and Andy on the run here. Ryan comes across, but he's found Ross, and Ross into the back of the net. Andy making that play there, and it is 1-0. Rapid back into this game. Andy there with a burst of pace away there. Ryan tried to make the interception, but Andy there just rolling that ball across to Ross, and Ross there getting it past Barry and goals. And that's the sort of counter-attacking play that you feel that Rapid Viennetta I'm going to have to use in this match there. And I think there's a little bit of a shout possibly for the handball there, but Ross there just taking himself out of the game for a second, allowing Scrandinavia to play him with advantage. Well done to Ross there for not having to rely on the referee for what we have to see is a common sense decision with it. James with the unorthodox save there as that ball bounced around there. He punched that one over the back of the net, obviously not confident about where that ball was going, and then elected to do that instead, but it's worked out anyway as James looks to get things started again for Rapid Viennetta. Long ball up to Andy, bit of a heavy touch there. Loon got across there, and it goes all the way back to James once again. Ross now looking to find a teammate, looks to find Aiden with the heavy touch as well. It's going into Chris, and Chris with the finish there, fully taking the opportunity with the gift given to him there. The heavy touch there by Aiden, tried to get it away from Chris, and Chris just turned himself open and played it into the back of the net. And unfortunately for Rapid Viennetta, they are just having things slip away from them in the worst kind of luck. They are 2-1 now, but Ross the opportunity, and oh my word, almost an opportunity straight away, and I probably would have taken back that sentence for the fact that they were responding so quickly, but not in this case. It still remains 2-1 to Scandinavia, and a save there from James to deny Loon. A lovely bit of play there from Terry down to Loon, and Scandinavia still looking to push forward now. Nice little run there from Ryan. Loon's picked up on the edge of the box, so to play back to Terry. Terry with a shot. Great save there from James. He would have seen that one late, but I think he's rolled his ankle a little bit there. He looks like as if he's walking it off there. James in goals as the game has stopped for a moment for a free kick on the far side and a substitution to take place here. And Rapid Viennetta looking to try and build something here from this free kick. Aiden is over that other side with the ball. Actually, sorry, complete distraction. It's actually Barry in goals for Scrandinavia that has it there. And they're up and away, Scrandinavia. And Reiter gets the ball in the middle of the pitch. Reiter shoots. And Reiter scores there. Maybe the Rapid Viennetta players thought it was their free kick. They were confused as me. But that is a great push forward there from Scrandinavia. And everybody in Rapid Viennetta just late to react. And Reiter takes that opportunity, open space, and puts it in the back of the net to make it 3-1 to Scrandinavia. Rapid coming now after the free kick. Taylor looking to find Aiden. Aiden with a shot. Whoa, Aiden with a response. This is such a weird match to commentate here. Taylor there with the ball to Aiden. Everybody just backs off Aiden, and Aiden, as the ball just stands still, just basically just dinks it in under the crossbar there. We're now back to 3-2. Two very relaxed goals there, both from Reiter and from Aiden. Not the fast-paced stuff that we've seen, but we're back to a bit of the usual stuff there, and James makes the save to deny Reiter, and Goggs, the ball almost getting away from him and landing into the path of Roscoe, but Goggs gets it back, and James now plays the ball up there. Taylor, now if he left it, it would have went into the path of Ross. He just needed that shout to just leave that ball, but unfortunately the header took it into the space, and Loon picked up, and Loon is away, and he winds it up. Great stop there by Ross, I think it was, that came across. Goggs now trying to get in front of Roscoe, but Loon there picks up the ball after Roscoe's touch there into the path, and a brilliant backheel finish there. You see Roscoe just dinks that past Goggs, and then Loon reads it, and the back heel there throws James off course completely in goals there. And Scrandinavia have themselves a fourth goal in this match, and Rapid Viennetta once again having to come back into the game. Niles on the pitch now, but the ball has been lost and the possession has been flipped over. It's massively quick 6 goals in this match. I think it's maybe the unorthodox of them here, and some of them being so relaxed. But another save there pulled off by James, and the ball goes harmlessly behind the goal, meaning Rapid Viennetta can restart the match. Ball's been lost though, possession's been switched, and Rapid now are on the defence as Scandinavia come forward. Reiter, they're just holding the ball up a little bit, letting his players get into position. Terry now looking to play it back through, but it's intercepted by Cal, but it's lost, and Terry almost punishing Cal there, and Roscoe will pick up the loose ball just now. Back to Loon. Loon hit from distance, and it's gone in. It possibly was the miss there by Niall that blocked the view of his goalkeeper. We'll see this in just a second. Loon here just winds up the shot there, and Niall looks like he was as if he was going to try and get a touch on it. James unable to react after it's went past Niall, and it's 5-2 the score line here, and it looks like as if Scandinavia are just starting to push themselves forward out in front and out of the contention of Rapid in this game. And as it stands just now, it would be Scrandinavia who will be another team walking away with a perfect 3-3 wins for the week, and unfortunately for Rapid it will be the worst sort of perfect with 3 out of 3 losses. But Scandinavia coming now, Rapid defending now. Taylor with the ball looks to find Niall, and he does so. Niall, there's Goggs there, he finds Goggs. Cal in the middle there, not quite, as Mitchell intercepts, and Taylor gets that ball away. But Cal's into some space on the far side here, could be something building here if he can get it under control. He's maybe taking a little bit too long there, but it's back to Taylor now. Taylor now, he's got options with Goggs at their wide. Good pass out to Goggs. Goggs got a chance now, there's some space, takes a shot, and it's gone in, and it's off the knee of Roscoe there. Now we are going to be cruel here, not anything against Goggs, but if you watch the shot, it's actually curling away from the goals there, and it's Roscoe's knee that takes it in, and so unfortunately for Roscoe it's going to have to go down as an own goal, and unfortunately for Goggs as well, that will have to go down as an own goal. Scandinavia on the attack now as Rapid try to defend, and the ball just goes across the Rapid goals there, but it doesn't threaten the goal line. Terry with a shot, and James having to make the important save, and now Terry's away chasing that ball into the corner. Can Scandinavia cover another chance here? Loon with a shot, and the save there from James, and as Goggs goes absolutely racing after that ball, it is Chris on the far side there that picks up that ball instead. Scandinavia into the Rapid half as it comes back into the middle to find Chris. Chris has Ian on the far side, plays to Ian just over the goals there. Terry now with trying to get the ball under control, but Cal wins it, but it's off of Terry. Taylor there with the touch, and now Cal goes forward. Cal moving forward there, and a wee bit of coming together there. Now there's screams going on there, but if you see here, Cal gets a touch on the ball, and it is just the trailing legs coming together. It's a bit of it's an accidental there with it there. I'm not sure why we've got players screaming here and people losing their head, but it is in no way nothing malicious there. The trailing legs just come together and the teams just need to move on. But Loon has moved on, and the shot there is saved by James, and Loon almost taking full advantage of the situation there. Again, there's hands blowing up there, but Loon sticks it in the back of the net, keeps his head focused on the game and gets the reward. I think there's a bit of contention around something on the far side there. I cannot tell what the issue is there. But Loon there just hits it, and it's not the greatest of hits. It's not a great connection there, but it just curls into that bottom corner. I wouldn't be surprised if all the hoot and hanny going on is just throwing everybody off. But there's a sixth goal there for Scrandinavia now as Andy tries to win that ball, but Loon, great touch of the ball, takes it away as he drives forward. Taylor away with the block. Loon still going. Goalkeeper's committed, and Loon gets the goal. I'm not sure what the shout there is, but as you heard in the background, the final whistle goes, and it's maybe to the aid of Rapid Viennetta. I think there's a few heads being lost out here, and everything's just kind of just slowed down and came to a stop. But that will be the end of the game. Final score 7-3 to Scrandinavia. Final game of Season 10, Week 4 sees Flaberdeen versus Parmesan Belgrade. Flaberdeen in blue shooting left to right, and Parmesan Belgrade in white shooting right to left. Greg here early on with some absolute dancing tricks on the ball here, but eventually the shot goes wide of the goal. Now, Parmesan Belgrade cannot get 3 out of 3 in this game by winning it because of their draw early on, but it will be one of their best week results if they walk away with a win here. I think a point would tie their best amount that they've had so far, maybe even beat that. But Flaberdeen really want to get a win here as the results have been going against them for the last couple of weeks, but right now they are seriously having to contend with attacking force of Parmesan Belgrade. Parmesan's tails are right up this week as Jack has it on the far side there, but Flaberdeen defending well, still haven't conceded as Parmesan come forward. It gets played all the way back to Greg. Greg looking to find a teammate as he comes into the middle of the pitch there. Greg finds Nathan. Nathan playing it back to Lewis. Lewis will take a shot from distance. Looks to play in Greg. Greg now. There's a run of Lewis, but Lewis is stopped short. Greg finds Lewis. Lewis, lovely touch, takes the shot underneath the goalkeeper. Massive, massive credit to Parmesan Belgrade there. Some lovely football going on there in the little triangle between Nathan, Greg and Lewis there. And then with that finish, sneaks it under the goalkeeper there as he's about to dive down to try and get the save. And that is 1-0 to Parmesan Belgrade. And they will be delighted with this start there as Greg blocks the pass there, and Parmesan Belgrade have possession straight away after the kickoff here, but they have lost it, and Flaberdeen can collect themselves here to try and get back into this game. Flaberdeen having a bit of a rotten run of the results this week. No goals in a 3-0 loss in the first game, but then managed to get a couple against Scrandinavia, which is a difficult thing to do, to be fair, as we've seen with the teams playing Scrandinavia this week. It is not being easy going, so they'll be thinking there's an opportunity here for them to pick up some points, even if it ends up just being the one, but they are behind it. They've got to come into this game as Josh comes forward here, and Josh going out wide. Now I will explain that in a second. I appreciate that'll be confusing to viewers, but Lewis has put it in the back of the net and given Parmesan Belgrade a second goal in this game. And the ball there from Lewis, from Josh, to Lewis, puts in the back of the net. Right, to clear up the confusion here, we obviously mentioned earlier in the games of Parmesan Belgrade, Stephen was injured and eventually couldn't play in this third match, and so Josh, as the only other commissioner player not already on Parmesan Belgrade's player list, i.e. Greg, as we've got on screen just now, Josh has then joined in to keep our teams even, to make sure that Parmesan Belgrade had at least 2 substitutions like the other teams that we have in across the league for this week. So hopefully that clears things up as to why Josh is now wearing white instead of green, but his impact is already being felt in this game. 2-0 to Parmesan, as we just took a minute there for a couple of substitutions. You saw Josh there, who's obviously ran himself ragged this week between between the two teams. As Lewis there, lovely touch, and Lewis in the back of the net, and Lewis completes his hat-trick in this game. Greg coming forward there, finds Lewis, who's been marked by Paul there, but a nice lovely turn there from Lewis and some great ball control, and sticks it in the back of the net, and it is 3-0 now to Parmesan Belgrade, and they are looking like they are in control in this match. Brian now with the ball for Flaberdeen. David playing it out wide to Brian. Brian with the shot just goes wide of the goal. Jack there gets the ball under control and manages to stop any further threat against the Parmesan Belgrade goal line there. Greg playing it to Jack. Back to Lewis, to Greg, and Greg just hits over the bar. Lewis needs to react to this, and oh my word, that almost bounced in past the goalkeeper, but he managed to get up quick enough and get his hands on the ball there. As David looks to come forward for Flaberdeen. Flaberdeen pretty much in a similar boat to Rapid. The guys are looking absolutely knackered as they've entered this game, and obviously going behind it early on as well. I think it's kind of dampened a bit of the spirits for the boys this week. Both those teams having a rough week, and it's especially cruelly for Flaberdeen considering that after last season's attendance player problems, they have solved them, but the results still aren't there. But Parmesan coming forward now with Jack finding Lewis. Could it get worse for them? And it's a great save there from Lewis and goals, and Brian has a chance to break away. He's got David there to help. Brian takes a shot. Michael, wonderful touch to take that ball away and just knock onto the post. And Parmesan coming forward once again across to Greg. Can he finish? Greg, oh, he takes a couple of touches, and eventually it's in the back of the net there from Greg, and it's gotten worse for Flaberdeen there. But once again, great play between Lewis and Greg there, picking each other out as Greg there turns and slots it into the back of the net, and actually lucky for that as well, because Brian's actually standing right in the middle of the box, and to be fair, it's Brian's momentum after running the whole length of the pitch and back that's taken him into that box. But Greg stuck it away regardless, meaning that's no longer any issues there. Lewis now with a shot for Flaberdeen, but it just goes over and the ball is cleared away, trying to find Greg there, and Josh with the interception finds Jack. Jack now looking to find Greg. Greg gets it on the edge of the box, and a nice touch there, but it doesn't quite go over the goalkeeper. Would be a bit of a spectacular finish there from the on loan commissioner player, but not quite there. And unfortunately for Brian, he had the right idea but didn't quite come off. Parmesan players, defenders read it and intercepted. Now Greg finds Josh. Josh now finds Jack. Jack with the shot. Jack with the goal. Josh providing 2 assists already in this game, but it's the Parmesan Belgrade captain that has added the 5th goal to this, and this will do him wonders, to be fair, knowing how much he's been dying to get onto the score sheet since becoming captain of Parmesan Belgrade. He has in the early week, but since then it has been slim pickings for goals for him, and he will be delighted to get his name on the goal scoring sheet this week as Michael makes a save there as the ball comes across. And Flaberdeen, well, it's probably safe to say the game's away from them already, but it really depends on if they can get into this game and if they can get any goals. They're certainly threatening. You have to give them credit to that for Flaberdeen. They have been threatening a couple of times ago, as Sam out of nowhere seems to have an opportunity there. I think the Flaberdeen defence just stood still completely there. Jack with a chance. I think that maybe took a nick of a corner, and Lewis has managed to get to it. Goals chances are coming out of nowhere here as Jack has the opportunity, but Richard does well in defence there, and Flaberdeen get themselves into positions now. Greg tries to get a flick on that, but it just goes over, and Lewis can't quite get his hands on the ball there to keep it in. I don't want to point this out, but if you look over at the Parmesan Belgrade goal, you see Michael standing there, but he's been forced into a move now, and with a brilliant save there, he went from leaning on the crossbar to then having to be called into action. The absolute flip of the situation for him there, but it still remains 5-0 as Lewis makes the goal for Flaberdeen and looks to try and get them underway. And we enter the last bits of action here in this match as Lewis rolls that ball out to Lewis. It's intercepted by Lewis. What a sentence to say there about players on different teams, but it is true and exact. As Connor tries to get back to his goalkeeper Lewis, he does so. They try one last attempt to get forward. Brian here, he's being hustled by Sam there, but the referee blows for full time. 5-0 to Parmesan Belgrade. Confirmation of the final results for week 4 on your screen now, including that impressive 5-0 win by Parmesan Belgrade at the end there, as well as the top of the table battles between O.B City and Bayern Bru earlier on. And speaking of the table, looking at it now, Scrandinavia top on 31, O.B City moving to second on 28, and Bayern Bru drop to third on 26. Fatburn Rovers jump up to 4th on 15, Parmesan Belgrade with a huge move up to 5th on 13, Ivory drop down to 6th on 12, Flaberdeen and Viennetta are both on 7, split by goal difference. Fat Five's football's player registration is always open. If you are based in the northeast of Scotland and have a BMI of 26 or higher, you are more than welcome to register as a player. Go to our website fatfives.football for player registration. Fat Fives Football is delighted to offer sponsorship packages to local and national businesses. To see what we can do to help your business and ensure we can continue to bring these free highlights, please check out our website fatfives.football/sponsor for more details. Make sure to subscribe, like and hit the notification bell so you get told when new videos go live of our highlights.